Sorry. Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel. Today we're going to react into One Piece episode 370. Now guys, in the last episode, Moria came here and he fused with Oz. Apparently, Dr. Hogback or whatever, he left a place in Oz's stomach for Moria to inhabit, and now Oz is strong as hell and he's commanded by Moria, who seemingly has a brain, so it's an OP combination, right? But I still think we can bring Oz down and then face Moria, who's a Shichibukai, which is still not good because he's even stronger than Oz, right? So what the hell is gonna happen? How are we gonna defeat this foe, right? Luffy's nowhere to be found, he's all over the place. And there's another Shichibukai spectating all of this, but he said he's not gonna butt in. But if we defeat Moria, you really think he's not gonna butt in? I doubt it. So, hey, I'm here for this. That being said, if you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment, join the Patreon, support your boy, Discord, all that. Let's go, man. Nightmare Luffy appears. Secret strategy? That's right, he drank milk, which is, I think, good for bones, right? So I think that's why they're saying this, right? It has calcium and it's good for bones, and my man is made of bones, so that's why he's like refreshed. He also grabbed us a bunch of salt, which we're gonna try and use on Oz because he needs large quantities. But they said it in the beginning, like the way to defeat Oz is to just drown him because it's salt water, he can't swim. If he drinks enough salt water, he's done for. That's a folktale. I mean, technically you are a part of the crew, so you should fight with us, right? You don't actually need to ask. I like that he's being polite, but the comparison I just made, yeah, it is weird that Oz just has a whole laboratory in his stomach and he's a full functioning being considering his flesh and bones. But yes, we already saw that with Laboon, and that other doctor that I'm theorizing was a doctor on Goldie Roger's ship. Right, I think if you're good of enough doctor, you can do such a thing. Create a freaking room inside a human being and not mess with their bodily fluids and function and all that. That's a phoenix! Hey! A direct hit! But Oz is still flesh and bones, right? So fire should affect him a little. He's gonna burn to ash if he doesn't put it out. Why is he cutting the building? Oh, they're throwing parts of the building at it. Not bad, Frankie. This week. Oh, he's gonna throw him. Yo, that's agility. My man not only dodged that, but counter-attacked right away. That's broken. Yo, somebody save Frankie. Whoa, Nami can battle such a strong monstrosity? Impressive. Even Moria's feeling it. Even Moria's feeling it. Hey. She brought him down. A woman.
なめたまねしやがって。オーズ、お前の真の力を見せてやれ。ごまごまの。
Yo, ain't no way. It's stretched? What the? How did it? His arm extended? It really did. What is happening? Nah, those are some body modifications. I don't think it's Luffy's ability.
なんだおめえら急いでんだよ俺は何の用だああ分かってる急いでんのは重々承知
ちょっとだけ時間をくれ。お前は俺たちの希望なんだ。ずっと探してた。ローリング海賊団船長球根のローラー。
求婚回数は現在4443回だ
Her current total of proposals. What? Wasn't Lola that pig? That hog? That wild pig that was after Absalom? This woman looks like the pig, only the human version. What is happening here? I mean, I guess the pig got her shadow. That might be the what's happening, right?
あら、あんた好きよ、結婚して。
いや
No is legendary.
押してくれりゃ全員の影が戻る。
と
True?
思ってたら大変だお前モリアの現在地知ってっか腹の中よあのバケモンの腹の中
ルフィに塩を食わせて飛び出た影は俺たちの手でも捕まえることができるんだ。せーの。
They can reattach a different shadow to a human being, thus granting him the ability to walk in the sun. Therefore, Luffy might not get his shadow back, but with this shadow, he has a valuable substitute that's gonna allow him to fight Moria even during the day-night. Right, even during the day. So, my man doesn't have to worry about the time limit. That's what they're doing. And then later, he just eat salt and get his shadow back once he defeats Moria. Is that what's happening here? He's gonna be able to use a sword now. Because the shadow... Oh my god. It's Samurai Luffy. Hey! Yo!
モリアの能力を利用して、あんたの強さは今の何倍にも膨れ上がるのよ。
Hey!
影はまだまだ捕まえてあるただし精神力が弱いと気を失ってせっかくの効力も水の泡だ俺たちが命がけで手に入れた全ての影をお前にやる
Yo!
空の霧も晴れちまって、私らの行動できる夜の時間はあと20分程度。この男、どれだけ気力が強いの。すっごいわ。前例なし。
100人分の影が全部入った。
とんでもねえ。さすが希望の星。
Yo. Yeah, he's gonna be a monster. Is this gonna be a new form? Shadow Luffy?
おい、意識はどうだ。ちゃんとお前か。麦わらのルフィ。
ああ、俺だぜ。
Yo, he changed color, form, everything.
力が溢れ出て止められねえぜ。
That's a giant sword. What the hell?
今どんだけ強いのかしら。
Yo, that's crazy.
戦いたくてうずうずすんぜ。
Yeah, he's
これならいけるわ。
Of course he's gonna get lost, man. My man became Nightmare Luffy. I think this is a new form, bro. He looks completely different. He's buff, bigger, right? He's all black. Yeah, my man's gonna have new abilities and everything. What do you want to bet? Moria's shadows won't be able to fight him. But he only has 10 minutes. He has a time limit this time. And yeah, I thought this shadow was gonna allow him to battle Moria during the daylight, right? No. He still doesn't have a shadow. This is not considered a shadow. It looks like because the fog is clearing, because Oz messed with, right? Like the ship is moving away from the fog, and once that fog clears, the sun is gonna purify all of them. Like they're all gonna die, right? So they really have 10 minutes to beat Moria. That's crazy. 20 minutes. But still, Luffy has a 10-minute time limit on this form. And I think he's gonna definitely beat Oz with it, but then Moria's gonna be a different story, man. This is not looking good, but at the same time, hey, they just keep bringing back hope into this. But like I said, 2 Shichibukai are waiting. Yeah, we're gonna need a miracle. But that being said, I think we have a yap session from my editor. Let's hear what he has to say.
Nightmare Luffy, man, it's such a unique form, really, only obtainable through shadows. You know, first it was Luffy using water, just being rubber as well against Crocodile and then an L to decrease their high level of power, right?
Yeah.
But with Moria, it's the exact opposite. He's using his ability against them in order to boost his own power.
Yeah.
Luffy's already the strongest of the crew as the captain, obviously, so you can imagine that these shadows are going to make a big deal. Nami also joins the fight wearing Perona's clothes. You can actually tell by the shirt, which has her Ghost Princess mark on it. And speaking of Nami, her newly made friend Lola is actually here, but it's the real Lola.
Yeah.
And she still has the same personality of still wanting to marry. In this case, she wants to marry everybody and not just specifically Absalom. So yeah, the zombie Lola and this Lola, the real Lola, still have the same personality, just like Luffy's personality remaining in Oz.
Yeah, only zombie Lola is way less desperate because she only wants one dude. This chick doesn't choose, bro. She's just like, anybody who wants me can get me. That's crazy. Also, Luffy absorbing 100 shadows, and we saw one shadow granted him the ability to be an elite swordsman. Imagine how many new abilities he gained with those different 100 shadows, right? He might be a boxer now. We don't know. Maybe he can fly, bro. Like, right? So this is crazy.
This whole joke is just getting rejected after proposing. That's kind of the whole gag with her.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing to me is just like, imagine a hypothetical situation if Luffy was like Goku and thought that marriage was food, right? Luffy would have said yes to Lola, which would have been absolutely priceless.
Insane.
Of course, Luffy knows what it means, unlike Goku, so the joke can't happen. But just imagine how funny it would be.
Well, at least Goku married, right, Chi-Chi, and she was hot and a, well, decent mother, right? She a bit crazy, but still, like, this is crazy.
Aside, Lola and her crew are actually pulling through by helping out Luffy
Yeah,
here, so
they're
yeah, he
clutch.
needs this. Time to do the manga covers. Today doing volume 41, 42, and 43 containing chapter 389 to 419.
Okay.
So, volume 41's cover is this, Luffy and Sogeking posing, and we see a young Robin with her mother Olivia in the back, and the lovable giant Saul doing his laugh. Very sweet cover. So, chapter 389, 390's covers continue the Barak Works cover story. Alright. Chapter 391's cover is a double-page color spread, and it is winter-themed, which makes sense as this was released November 28, 2005, so it's heading into the winter period almost. The crew make camp on a tundra that are even too cold for the polar bears, the penguins, the wolves, and the walruses around them. Zoro and Usopp are trying their hardest to start a fire, with Sanji yelling at them to hurry up so he can start cooking with that fire. Robin is drinking something hot, probably hot chocolate. Luffy also has it really cold, while Nami plays with Chopper. I think they're playing tag, with her actually having a lot of fun chasing after him, while Chopper seems stressed, probably trying his hardest not to lose the game. This week, One Piece is featured on the cover of the magazine. It's just Luffy preparing an attack while screaming, but I really like the shading of this art, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Also, it was around this time where One Piece sold 100 million copies of the manga, so to celebrate,
That's
this
a lot.
poster was released to celebrate the 100 million sales, featuring Oda artwork on it. The 100 million sales, by the way, only include volume sales. Magazine sales obviously don't count because the magazine has more on the inside than just One Piece, right?
Okay.
Than just a One Piece chapter. It's for all series, right? You know, many people buy the magazine weekly for many different reasons, to read a different manga series and stuff, so yeah. All in all, very cool poster with everybody looking incredibly sick. I really love the clothes, they're great. Moving on, chapter
I like
392 and 393's covers continue the cover story with Barak Works. Alright then. Chapter 394's cover is a double-page color spread. It's actually really well drawn. The crew is actually exploring a set of jungle ruins. Luffy and Chopper are riding on a tiger, while Robin is actually petting this dragon-esque lizard creature. Everybody else is calling to Robin, probably in reference to the crew fighting for them in Enia's lobby, as this chapter was when we saw her backstory. Starting from this artwork, all the colored artwork by Oda will be put in One Piece Color Walk 5, because I'm done with all the stuff in Color Walk 4. So yeah, Oda's comment on the artwork in Color Walk 5 is this. Light shining into the deep forest. I saw this sight often when I was a kid, but I never stopped in my tracks to admire it. Now, I think it's just beautiful. Yeah, that's probably why he drew the light to be extra pretty tidy and detailed. Pretty great.
Yeah.
This week, One Piece is also featured on the cover of the magazine with other protagonists once more, as this was the Christmas 2005 issue, but inside, besides the chapter and cover of that chapter that I just talked about, it also has this calendar artwork for winter 2006, so the first 3 months of that year. We see the crew playing cards while eating and drinking, having a lot of fun. Nami and Chopper are not participating in the card game though, instead they're just eating. So that's fun. Next week's issue is the New Year's 2006 issue, where we once more see Luffy with all the other Shonen Jump protagonists on the cover. Pretty neat. This issue contains chapter 395 inside it, continuing the Baroque Works cover story, but so do chapter 396, 397, 398, and 399. This is when they finally got to the prison, and we of course see all the prisoners, Crocodile and all the other Baroque Works members. This is it for Volume 41's content. Here's the cover for Volume 42. It has all the CP9 members, as well as Spandam and his elephant sword. Pretty basic. We're in chapter 400 now. I cannot believe that I managed to actually go through so many chapters that fast.
Crazy.
The cover of it is also the cover story still, but next chapter, chapter 401, has a double-page color spread on the cover, and it is caveman themed. We see a big mammoth, and the crew is either hunting the mammoth or they're fleeing from it. I think it's both.
This is a cool
they all
image.
got caveman weapons, caveman clothes on, and stuff like that. And Nami actually has the waver here. I think it's some kind of caveman waver. Maybe it runs on rocks instead of a dial. I don't know. Robin is also relaxing on the back of the waver. It's a very cool Stone Age theme cover. So yeah, this week One Piece is
Did my man say it runs on rocks? How the hell would that work?
featured on the cover of the magazine. This is actually for promoting the 7th One Piece movie. We see Luffy here as well as the villains from that movie, so yeah. Oh, and by the way, Oda did not write those movies at this point. He only designed some of the characters for a few of the movies at this point. Oda just draws them to promote the movies. He didn't write them at all.
Okay.
Just letting you know that he didn't really write the story at all. But yeah, moving on, chapter 402, 403, and 404's covers continue the cover story with Baroque Works. Here we see Crocodile and Mr. One foolishly staying behind in the prison, only because they don't feel like it. Why? I guess because Crocodile became known as a criminal, there's no way for the government to agree on making him Shichibukai again, but still, man, it's better than being behind bars. Oh well. Anyway, moving on to chapter 405's cover, and it is a double-page color spread with Chopper Man. Yes, just when you thought you'd never have to see it again, it's right here. So obviously this is simply the cover, right, for chapter 405. Chapter 405 itself is when everybody fought against CP9. But before this, Oda wrote a different manga, a little spin-off for fun, and that is Chopper Man. And Oda's Chopper Man manga got animated for that one episode by Toei Animation. So yeah, it was his idea. Oh, and one thing you might have missed, in the last episode when Oz saw that Moria is in his belly, right, he said that he's like a robot now, and he called himself Oz Bomber. And Chopper reacted to it, repeating what he said, and look at Chopper when he said that. He has a cape on. It's a little Easter egg, which is a reference to Chopper Man, because
Hell no, bro. I do not want to see Chopper Man again. That episode, the last Chopper Man episode, traumatized me. I fast-forwarded the hell out of that shit. That's crazy.
one of Chopper's machines is called Luffy Bomber. You even see Luffy Bomber in the cover of chapter 405. It's an extra funny reference because Oz's personality is the same as Luffy, you know, Oz Bomber, Luffy Bomber, so yeah, just wanted to mention that. That's an actual fun Easter egg. Oda's comment on the Chopper Man color spread in Color Walk 5 is this. This was a super silly, off the top of my head manga called Chopper Man that I drew for a special reformatted release of One Piece. I drew it based on my memories of Sentai Hero shows. Sentai Hero is like Japanese like superhero stuff, like the Ginyu Force is also based off of Sentai Heroes and robot anime, and it was so fun that I went ahead and drew the characters in a color spread for the manga in Shonen Jump. I bet the readers back then were wondering, what's happening now? So yeah, that's fun.
I'm still wondering, and it's 2024 or almost 2025. That was crazy, Oda.
Right, Chopper Man as a cover. This week, One Piece is featured on the cover of the magazine, and it's a very cool cover. Luffy using Gear Second, incredibly cool pose. Of course, wearing the gray pants he had on in Enies Lobby. Of course, in the manga, Gear Second doesn't have the pink skin thing. That's an anime-only thing. In other words, not by Oda. Must have been some veterans at Toei Animation wanting to make it look like Kaioken because Toei also animated Dragon Ball. I don't know what the reason could be. Luffy. That's literally the only reason I can think of.
Looks cool, though.
That does sound silly. But anyway, moving on. Chapter 406, 407, 408, and 409's covers continue the Buttock Works cover story where Crocodile got the freaking Pirate King clothes because that was his dream, right? Which is why he did all of the stuff that he did in the Arabasta arc.
True.
In the week of Chapter 408's release, so the Crocodile Pirate King cover, One Piece is featured on the cover of the magazine, Luffy just simply putting his fist up. Pretty nuts, actually, how much you got your money's worth by buying these back then. Look at this. One chapter of One Piece, one chapter of Bleach, one chapter of Naruto at the same time. That's a lot. It was like 400 yen. That's like $4. So yeah, you definitely got your money's worth. But anyway, this is it for the content in Volume 42. The final volume for today is Volume 43, and here's the cover for that. We see the Enies Lobby fighters on screen. Chopper is in his monster form in the background with a fiery background. Very, very cool. Sogeking and Zoro are holding on to Luffy. Nami's pointing a finger. I'm assuming it's towards Khalifa. And so on and so forth. So yeah, very cool cover, especially with Chopper's monster form. Chapter 410's cover is a double-page color spread. The crew is having a picnic near a river, and they're all making hot dogs, and there are actually dogs here that are eating the hot dog. So yeah, that's the joke. This dog even has a shirt on that says "Dog Eat Dog." So yeah, this week One Piece is featured on the cover of the magazine, and it's the most basic cover that you can have. Like, it's just a close-up of Luffy smiling. All right, moving on. Chapter 411, 412, and 413 end the cover story with Buttock Works, where Crocodile, Mr. 1, Mr. 2, and Mr. 3 are all sent to the most guarded prison in One Piece, the Great Underwater Prison in Pell Down. So yeah, that's it. So that means that next we're back to the crew having fun artwork with animals, starting with Chapter 414's cover, where Luffy and a water buffalo go to hunt bugs. Alright, next, Chapter 415's cover is a double-page color spread again. Very cool. It's actually Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji wielding 2 guns, posing as the 3 musketeers actually, alongside a huge gorilla in a flight cap in the back. One Piece is featured on the cover of the magazine this week with the crew using umbrellas. They're all in the sky as well, so I'm assuming that they're using the umbrellas to somehow slowly descend to the ground. I don't know how that would work, but alright. And yeah, this was still around Enies Lobby, around the time where Zoro fought against Kaku, so yeah. Chapter 416's cover has Nami and this rhino, and Nami has this rhino serve as a lost child post for these baby birds who are lost children. This confuses this police dog right here. Nami looking into the distance, almost as if she's looking for someone herself. The symbolism of this cover is so obvious. These birds are lost children, and Nami is a lost child herself, and they're specifically baby birds, and Nami herself was adopted as a baby. It really makes you think, honestly, like, where is her biological family? Are they alive? And if they are, who are they? Are they important? Or who were they?
True.
I really like this cover, you know, it makes me think. Chapter 417's cover is Usopp trimming a set of hedges in the shape of a bear, while an actual bear is preparing onigiri and grilled fish for lunch. So yeah, Chapter 418's cover has Chopper and a team of kangaroos train for an upcoming soccer or football match by using a freaking armadillo as their ball. That's not really that handy. Finally, the last cover for today, Chapter 419's cover has Zoro and this not-so-brave tiger cross a forest at night, neither of them knowing their direction. Yeah, not that surprising given Zoro. The symbolism here is Zoro and the tiger, as Zoro's animal theme is obviously that of a tiger, as I explained before. Well, Oda actually said that he has 2 animals specifically. He has a tiger as well as a shark, so basically 2 ferocious beasts because Zoro's a beast himself. And ironically enough, the tiger
and he's wearing a puppy on his shirt. Stop it.
The cover art really isn't a beast here. He's kind of a coward. But yeah, man, this is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.
See ya. I enjoyed, but it was definitely way too long. Don't worry, guys. I think we have 1 episode left of these long Yap sessions, and then he's gonna start implementing the 5-minute rule. Okay, I think next episode is the last one. We'll see. But this was very insightful, and it piqued my interest what he said about Nami. That's right, she was adopted. We don't really know who her parents were or are. Maybe they're alive, or maybe they're somebody important, right? And it also kind of tends to make me believe, because the same applies to Luffy. We now know his dad, but we don't know his mom. We know his dad and his grandpa are crazy strong and crazy important. So we still don't know Zoro's parents. We don't know Nami's parents. We don't know, we don't know Sanji's parents. He was also low-key adopted. We don't know nobody's parents, man. When you think about it, Usopp, we know his deadbeat dad, and that's it. His mom died, okay? Usopp, we already know his parents, right? And his dad is still important on Shanks' ship, right? So, half of the crew with Brook. We barely know Brook himself. I rather his parents. I guess they're dead, right? Because he's old as hell. So when you think about it, Frankie's parents, he was also adopted. Every crew member, when you think about it, is adopted. Every crew member, right? So aside from Usopp and Chopper, we don't know nobody's parents. Nobody's. I mean, I guess Luffy's, but still, that was crazy. That was a crazy reveal. So I'm expecting the show to kind of tie this up to every parent being very important, and for every parent to have a good reason they left their children behind. Hey, that might be the case. I don't know, but I'm eager to find out. That being said, I really enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Love you. Enjoy. And bye.